Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing for this new generation of Moto X known as Moto X second generation, or also the 2014 edition. And as you can see, the box is very Spartan. It just does not specify any version, just says Moto X. And this Moto X second generation is being sold in India officially via Flipkart. This is the basic version, that's the 16 gig version. With the basic back. We also get it in other variants like a bamboo or leather back. The one I purchased is the basic one, black, that comes in plastic color. And again, guys, if you're buying this Moto X, please use my affiliate link. The link will be in the show notes. It does help the channel. This one, as I mentioned, is black, and again it has that plastic back and it's a soft touch, so it gives a very good feel. We'll come back to this phone a bit later. Let's quickly see what else do we have. Regarding the pricing, in India it's sold for 32,000 rupees, and in US it's sold for 499 US dollars. And looks like a box. Let's see. Actually, it has quite a bit of manuals. It says Moto X, let's get started, and just has the basic info about it. And regarding the SIM card, it accepts a nano SIM, not a micro SIM, so you have to be aware of that. So basic info, how to set it up, things, and also we have it in Hindi because this is the Indian variant. As you can see, safety and regulatory guide, and again this is for the warranty and stuff. Let me keep all these things to the side, and let's have a look. We have a charger. That's, again, it has two USB ports on it, micro USB to USB cable, and we also get headphones, which is interesting because I think so in the US version we don't get it. I'm not very sure about it. And we have a button here to take or end calls, and it also has a microphone over here, and we have a Motorola logo, and these are in-ear style headphones. So looks actually pretty cool if you see. I'll test this a bit more in my full review. And lastly, we have, this is for the SIM ejector tool, and you'll use this to eject the nano SIM tray. So let's keep these things to the side and let's look at the Moto X itself. So here we have the handset itself, and if we compare it with the earlier generation of Moto X, that was the 2013 edition, the screen size has been improved. Now we have a 5.2 inch screen. The earlier one had a 4.7 inch screen, which was a 720p HD screen, but now we have a full HD screen. And regarding the processor also, we do get a bump. We have a Snapdragon 801, which is a quad-core clocked at 2.5 gigahertz. Let me just take this out. It also says it has Moto voice recognition, 13 megapixel rear facing camera. Front facing camera is a 2 megapixel shooter, and it has a 2300 milliamp hour battery. The battery is actually sealed inside, you cannot access it. And actually, one disappointing thing about this Moto X is that yes, now the screen size has been improved. It's a 1080p screen, but the battery is still sealed inside, and we also do not have any micro SD card slot. So the storage is what you get. The one I have is a 16 gig variant, and this is selling for about 32,000. 32 gig version is also available according to Motorola, but that's not yet available in India. So let's do the first boot with this device. Initial impressions, though it has a 5.2 inch screen, it's still very light to hold. It does not feel like a very beefy handset. And in fact, I like this new Motorola logo over here. It's more pronounced now. Regarding the camera, again, we have this unique dual flash in the circle, so it looks nice. We have a secondary microphone. On the top we have the this is the slot for adding your nano SIM, 3.5mm headphone jack. And another thing, if you look closely, is that this chassis is now made up of metal, so it's a lot more sturdier phone. Also, if we let me just zoom in, and this is the power button, and it has small ridges over here, and this is the volume rocker. So it's easy to just locate the power button by just the feel of it. Moving down, we have the main micro USB slot that will be used for charging this device, and on this end actually nothing. On the front we have the earpiece, and this is for the loudspeaker and the microphone combined. Actually, some of you might be mistaking this as a dual speaker setup, but no, it's just mono. The speaker output is only from the lower speaker. This is just for the earpiece. So let's do the first boot with this device. I hope it has some charge. And again, it's a very bright screen. It's a AMOLED screen. That's a 1080p AMOLED screen. And we get the familiar Motorola boot up that we have seen with even earlier phones. For example, the Moto G also had something like this, and it's asking me to set it up. So I'll just quickly just set this up. And we have dual band Wi-Fi, that is 5 gigahertz as well as 2.4 gigahertz. I won't use that, and we can set up the Google Now if you want. And again, for that we have to add a Google account. I'll just do that and I'll be back. And it's signing in. One thing I did notice is that while typing on this device, though the screen size, as I mentioned, is big, it feels pretty light in the hand. And we are done, and as you can see, this is the first boot. Again, it's very vibrant. It's a Super AMOLED screen, so everything looks very vibrant. We have Google Now. If you just move here, and it's going to update because this is the first boot. As you can see, you have tons and tons of apps that are going to update. But let's look at the settings, and let's look at the storage first. I want to see how much is available. Out of that 16 gigs, you just have 9.67 GB that is available to you. It's sort of a disappointment because this phone does not have any micro SD card. Yes, this might be good enough for most of the people, but if you are a heavy gamer or a person who likes to install tons and tons of apps, then you have to be a little bit aware regarding the storage. Out of the box, we are just getting 9.67 GB of space that is available. You can also use USB OTG. As you can see, it should work. I'll test that in my full review. Let's look at the Android version. If you just go to the about the device, let me also just see if it's on auto brightness. I'll just keep it on auto like this. And as you can see, out of the box, it's coming with the Android version 4.4.4. That's the latest one, that is KitKat. And Motorola has already said that when the Android L update comes, it is going to come on this device. So you don't have to be worried regarding that. And generally, Motorola is pretty good with Android updates. So that's regarding the updates. Let's also look at the display. Again, we have the standard. Again, we have auto brightness, etc. And we have the cast screen option for Miracast device. I'm assuming that. And we also have some Motorola specific apps like Motorola Connect. And by default, you have that OK Google. But you can also activate your custom phrase for this one. Let's look at the apps. These are Google specific apps that we have. Let's look. Again, looks very stock Android-ish experience, I would say. Again, I have to say, though the phone is a big phone, it has a 5.2-inch screen. The weight is amazing. Motorola has done a great job in terms of the build quality of this device and the weight. And we have some Motorola specific apps. We have this. For touchless controls, you have to configure it and configure your voice. I'll actually make a separate video regarding all those things. Let's just continue with the unboxing and other features now. Let's also look at the camera. It's supposed to be new improved 13 megapixel camera. So let's just fire that up also. And the interface again looks very similar to what we find on the earlier Moto X and Moto G, but this one can record video up to 4K. As you can see, 4K is supported on this. We have that touch to control the exposure, and let's bring some objects and let's try that. And we can adjust the exposure. Let me take one more shot. Oops. Okay. So let's look at the photographs. These are the ones that we took right now. Okay, look okay, I would say. This one actually came out to be a little bit overexposed, as you can see, but the other one was fine. This one also came out to be fine. I'll test the camera a lot more. This one came out to be a little bit blurry, so it looks like hit or a miss in my opinion, the camera. But again, I'll test the camera a lot more. This Moto X also has some unique other features like touchless controls. You don't even have to touch the phone, and if you just say OK Google or any special phrase, it just wakes up and gives you the notifications. You can also just wave around the phone, but for doing that I have to just set up all those features. So I'll set them up and I'll actually make a dedicated video regarding these special features that are found on the new Moto X. So again, that's it for now for this quick unboxing of this Moto X. I'll also be doing a full in-depth review for this device. So if you have any specific questions around this new Moto X, do post them in the YouTube comments and I'll try to include them in my review. Thank you for watching this video. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.